What up, peoples? Mr. Anomaly coming at you again another day with Mr. A. Happy A Day, y'all. I'm going to do a reaction off a interview on Shannon Sharp's channel. He's going to interview somebody about their relationship, and I really like the answer that he gave. And we already know. Talking points reaffirmed. I just like hearing my talking points reaffirmed. Yes, yes, I know. He hasn't had sex yet, and he's giving relationship advice. He has.
Go fuck yourself.
But I tell you, man, connected to the universal infinite intelligence is a blessing. But shout out to Shannon Sharp on this one. I don't really listen or really watch a lot of his content. Really, whenever Cat Williams is on there, and I watched his reaction after the whole scandal happened. So when I saw this recent clip, I noticed that Shannon is rocking his grays now. Let me say some things here. First of all, lessons learned for men. Shannon got a reality check. Whenever he went through that scandal, his phone stopped ringing, except for a couple of people. He found out quick. All those people that was talking to him, all those people in his life are all full of shit. They're all full of crap. His phone stopped ringing. And as a man, nobody gives a shit. You may be lucky. He has Ocho in his life. He got a homeboy, Ocho. And I think he had another family member or two that was in his corner. That's it. Nobody was there. You'll be lucky to have a homeboy like Ocho Cinco in his life. Niggas up here talking about some getting some pussy and finding love. You'd be lucky to have a homeboy that got your back like that. Because nobody got your back as a man. Nobody got your back as a man, bro. Shannon Sharp found that out the hard way. I like that he's rocking his grays now. He's being real. He's like, fuck y'all. I don't care no more. I like it. And that's another thing. Before I can get to that, I got some things to say. What trips me out, and this is my opinion, I be tripping out when I be seeing men my age and older, so I'm Gen X 46, with full jet black hair. Negro, are you kidding me? I can't take some cats seriously. There's some cats I be listening to, they be giving some knowledge and stuff, but here you are dyeing your goddamn beard. I just chew the meat, spit out the bone. But I sit up here and talk crap about women wearing makeup, and here your ass is dyeing your goddamn grays. Rock your freaking grays, bro. How is that any different from a broad wearing makeup? I like the Shannon rocking his grays now, man. That's real. That's being real. I like it. But nobody got your back as a man. Nobody got your back, bro. But that being said, I just wanted to get that off my chest. Just do a quick ramble on that. On his show, he was interviewing a wrestler named Seth Rollins. Some of you may not know who he is. He's a pretty successful wrestler in the WWE. I might have mentioned it once or twice. Y'all might have gathered that I am a wrestling fan. I like the hustle of wrestling. And I might have mentioned once or twice that I am a fan of wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. Hey, yes sir. Do a quick little jam session up here, man. This still goes hard. I told you I'm Gen X. I don't care. Hey.
Guess you see the bad boys of wrestling. Just a competition when the war does the nation. Not no mercy. See the ring start the street. If you don't let it find out the war pack. Here to prove a point. Number one, just believe that you don't want to kiss with them. Or be a for them. Come in the ring with them. You're never walking out of dreams. So you're back.
So I might be a wrestling fan here, but I always notice him and his old lady. And the answer that he gave Shannon made me realize why I cut for Seth. I like him, Roman Reigns, John Moxley, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryant, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. I know y'all know these guys are, but these guys all have good family structures in that business. I mean, there are some wrestlers that have like lots of divorces, like Hogan and Stone Cold, but a lot of these guys, man, quiet family men behind the scenes, bro, on the road. And they got the old lady. They know what the husband's doing. He has a purpose. He's living his life on the road. They know what they're getting into, and they just make it work. But he's gonna ask him about his relationship, and he's gonna give a pretty decent answer here. Let's see if he sounds familiar. Let's see if what he says sounds similar to what your boy said. Here we go. Shout out to Shannon.
GOAT couples. We got you and Becky Lynch. We got Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth.
Okay.
Edge and Beth Phoenix.
Yep.
Matt Hardy and Lita. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
That's a good list. That's a good list right there. I mean, we're number one by a mile. But shout out to Edge and Beth. They're both great in the ring, but they don't have the accolades that myself and my wife have.
Correct.
So, Stephanie and Hunter, they got.
Did she just wrestle in WrestleMania?
Who's that?
Becky.
Becky? She was at the Rumble. She was
Yeah,
at the Royal
Rumble. Yeah,
Rumble.
yeah,
She was
yeah,
at the
yeah.
Royal Rumble last week. Yeah,
Yeah.
in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Did not
Liv,
win.
I think Liv.
Liv won.
Yeah.
Liv won the Royal Rumble. Yep. Becky has won the Rumble before.
Yeah.
First woman in main event WrestleMania.
Right.
And myself. You read the accolades earlier. I mean, there's nobody on that list that's even close.
Is it easier to date a woman that's in the business with you? Because a guy told me one time, he said, "You understand why movie stars date other movie stars?" I said, "Nah. Why?" I said, "They like each other." No.
Real quick, before you even get into all that, some people, and not that I own it, hey, y'all clicked on my face. Why you be watching wrestling? That stuff's fake. First of all, if you watch television, movies, and you've gotten emotionally involved, you have no right to say anything about wrestling. Reason why I like wrestling is, first of all, a lot of these wrestlers come from nothing. A lot of these wrestlers come from nothing. I'm not talking about the Nepo babies, your Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. Some of these guys had a path to the industry. A lot of these dudes got to grind in the indies, and they may or may not get lucky. One thing I like about wrestling is it takes more than just having physicality. You got to have charisma, and that's what I talk about, charisma. There are plenty of people that look good, plenty of men and women that look good, got good bodies, and they don't go anywhere because they ain't got no personality. They ain't got no gift for gab. They're boring, planks of wood. Charisma's a mother sucker, man. You got cats out there. It ain't all about having nice bodies and shit. Nick Foley, Eddie Kingston. I can't think right now, but there are plenty of guys who made it and they don't have like nice Dusty Rhodes. I mean, they ain't got the best looking bodies, but they got charisma, man. That charisma, that riz, as the young folks say, man. And the reason why I like wrestling so much, first of all, them bumps they taking are real. Yeah, it might be scripted, it might be, so is your favorite movie, the fights and all that, but there's no cuts in wrestling. There's redo it again. Nope, that shit's all live. You got to go out there, you got to put on a match, you got to make it look good. Not only that, you can't mess up. And you got to do all this in front of 10, 15,000 people sometimes. You got people watching all around the world live. You can't mess up. Then after you do the wrestling, you got to sit up there and you got to talk. And you got to sound coherent when you're talking. You got to do all that live, on the fly. You can't mess up. There's no do-overs, because if you fuck up, you won't make it to that level like cats like Seth Rollins. That's why I like wrestlers. That's why I like wrestling. You got to do all that one take. That, man, I don't think y'all appreciate what I just said, bro. But anyways, let me continue.
Like you say, because the other know what it's like to live that life.
Yes, that part of it is very beneficial. It's something that's like you don't want to mix business with pleasure, because if it doesn't end well, the
They
risk.
still wrestle. You got to see each other.
Yeah, it's hard, and then they date somebody else. You're dating somebody else. It's not fun. Like, that's just not a fun thing. So you do try to avoid it. But when you find somebody, and Becky and I were friends for years before we started dating, when you find somebody who gets it and understands what you do.
Friends for years before they started dating. Listen to what he's telling you. There wasn't no, I'm not trying to get some pussy. I'm having mental issues because I'm not getting a woman. I'm so lonely. They were friends. Listen to what he's saying. We're going somewhere with this.
Doing, and you go through the same things, it's so much easier. And because our business and our industry is so strange and so weird, like, just asking regular people who do regular jobs to understand it can be a tall task.
Especially when you're starting out, because you're saying you're wrestling 3 to 5 times a week. So you're gone. So basically, 45, 47 weeks out of the year, you're on the road.
We would be 300 days a year for sure. Wow. Easy with the travel and the media.
Yeah,
I'd wrestle, like, my craziest years, I would wrestle probably close to 215 matches a year. And that's not including the travel days. Like, we would leave Friday morning from my little town in Iowa. I'd go and I'd do non-televised events Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I would do Monday TV Raw, which was live, and we would tape SmackDown at the time on Tuesday. And then I would fly home Wednesday morning, and I would leave Friday morning every week for years. Yeah, and that's like a good week. That's like a normal week. I'd have that 36 hours at home, essentially.
Right.
Like, we would have tours that were, would take us away for months at a time.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I mean, there's no chance to have a proper relationship in that situation.
I read in doing this research on you, you were open to being in a poly relationship.
He was listening to Red Pill content. We about to this answer right. He was listening to some RP content right here. Listen to it.
How did Becky come along and completely change your mind? You're like, you know what, I thought I wanted poly, but I'm good with just one.
What I really needed was to be single. That's what I needed. What?
This is why I did this. I'm liking the answers he's giving them. You need to stay your monkey ass by yourself. I don't know how people don't be like, people are just admit you're a freaking whore and you don't need to be in a relationship. You just want to just like be honest with yourself, man. A lot of people need to stay their monkey asses by themselves, man. I want to have. Oh, you can't have one woman. You got to have multiple women. You got to nigga sit your ass down. Just admit you're a whore. Jesus Christ, people make me laugh, man. This is my opinion. This is my opinion.
That's what I needed. I was a serial monogamist for my whole adult life, and I just needed to. Hey, you're okay being by yourself, dude.
Right.
You're fine. You just need to figure it out.
How many people do that?
I mean, I was from 19 until when did me and Becky start dating? It would have been 19, so 6 years ago. So I was 34. So 15 years I was just in relationship after relationship with this much break in between. So I never really got comfortable being by myself.
Most people do this. This is very common. And again, the situationships, 3 to 6 months relationships, just admit that you're a whore. That's the normie. They try to put labels on it, so I guess it makes people feel better that you're sleeping around. Oh, I was in a relationship, it didn't work. Nigga, you know that shit wasn't gonna work out. To me, it's no different than a dude who's trying to nice his way into getting some ass. I mean, it's the same crap, bro. Like you want to get laid, but you're using the dating bubble, the dating title to make yourself feel better. That's why y'all shit on people like Coach who literally outright says, "I'm just gonna pay for it outright." You're basically doing the same thing, but you want to put these little titles over it. That's just my opinion. That's just how. Maybe I'm too cynical or too pessimistic with people, but people are full of shit, man. Situationship after situationship. That's normal nowadays.
Really just got comfortable with it, and that's what I needed. But I was like, at the end of my last relationship before I started dating her, I was like, all right, I'm just not cut out for monogamy. I'm not cut out for being in a relationship. I just need, maybe it's like I can just do, like, I can be in a relationship, but, maybe like be in that relationship, but not really.
It's like he listens to RP content.
Be in that relationship. I just need, maybe it's like I can just do, like, I can be in a relationship, but maybe like be in that relationship, but not really. Be in that relationship. You know what? I just needed to be single,
Right.
And I just didn't know how to process it all. So, and I'm probably like intaking too much information, reading too much about it, thinking too much, but not really. Be in that relationship. You know what? I just needed to be single,
Right.
And I just didn't know how to process it all. So, and I'm probably like intaking too much information.
Intaking too much information. Celebrities be watching RP content. He's watching RP content, and it's stay your monkey ass by yourself, man. Stay your monkey ass by yourself till you can figure it out. I've been saying this for the longest time. That's why I've been doing this. Talking points with Firm. Stay your ass by yourself till you can figure it out. Let me keep going. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Reading too much about it, thinking too much about it. And the bottom line was either A, I needed to be single, which I just didn't know how to do, or B, I needed to find
The right person.
the right partner. And I did.
I am not saying it's impossible to find love. All I'm saying is that statistically, you have not. From the bottom of my heart, I believe that 80% of relationships in the world are horseshit. A bunch of people who never took time to learn how to be alone, therefore never learned how to love themselves, so you employed someone else to do it. Prove me wrong.
Most people do not love. They cling. They use love as an excuse to be in a relationship or to desire a relationship. But the relationship really isn't love. It's two people clinging to each other.
I've been saying this for the longest time, just on this because I'm more in tune with the spiritual aspect of all this. I've been saying it like there's a spiritual connection with the normies, the pookies, and all that. That these situations wouldn't happen unless there's a spiritual connection. There has to be a spiritual connection in order for this to even remotely be a reality. Just my opinion.
Most people do not love, they cling. They use the other as a shield against their own existence.
And that was once we locked that in, it was done. I mean, I had a ring on order within like 2 months.
But here's the thing. Obviously, when you wrestle, you probably had a couple of your dates around, and she probably saw it. She's like, "Nah, Seth, I'm good, bro. You ain't ready for anything serious."
Well, we started seeing each other like, because it was, you know, we were both scared of getting involved with someone we worked with.
Right.
And so we were like, yeah, you know, let's just keep it kind of chill. Maybe this is
Keep it
the
on the
right
hood.
thing. Yeah. But then she was like, you know what? I don't think so. We can just be friends. We were friends before. We don't have to do any of that romantic
Right.
stuff. We'll just be friends. Because like, if we're not going to be all in, then I don't want to. I don't want to just do this little thing. I'm you know, that's stupid because I like want to be all in, but I'm not gonna. So like, she's like, we'll just be friends. And the literal second she said that, I could like feel my heart be like, oh no, what have you done? Don't do that. I can't let you get away. I can't let you get away.
Right.
I'm like, but I'm supposed to be single now. I've decided that I needed to be single. She's also decided that I need to be single. You know, all these things are going on in my head at once. And then like, I remember she hung up the phone and I'm like sitting there on the couch by myself going like, no, this is wrong. And thankfully it was wrong. And then I convinced her that it was wrong. And like 2 weeks later, she was like, you know what? We should be together.
Right.
And like I said, then it was done.
And you
It
guys
was
have been
over.
together ever since.
Ever since.
How did you know? Did you all, because like you said, you were friends, and yet as friends, you know, some guys like, I can't be friends with a young lady or someone that I'm attracted to. But clearly, you guys were friends. Did you have any idea that at some point in time that you guys could be in a relationship, or you just?
No. I mean, look, being in the WWE, look, man, I gotta be friends with girls that I'm attracted to because they're all.
There are a lot of them. Yeah.
That's all they are. They're all beautiful women. You know what I mean? So you're friends with beautiful women. You just learn to figure that out. You know, it's not if you're not, then you're not gonna have no friends. You know? No female friends. So yeah, you learn to do that. You know, and that is tricky too. I think that's harder than I think people think it is.
Harder than people think it is. Yeah, especially some of them. Yeah, like I said, they you know, the fitness and shape and stuff. So yeah, the temptation is always going to be there.
And it was something I had to learn a little bit. But yeah, once you got into that mode, it was like, yeah, no problem. And I never thought about her that way. I knew she was beautiful, thought she was fun, but the work, like, we just didn't mix. And like I was already dating. You know, I was in relationships, and she was, you know, seeing somebody or a couple guys here and there. So, like, I was.
No virgins here. No virgins. She had her little situationships. He had his little situationships. You ain't gonna find a woman that ain't been touched on, man. It is what it is, bro.
Side of the industry, so it never even occurred until we were both single and at the right time, kind of talking to each other and spending more time together, and it was like, you know, the classic one thing led to another.
Why was she different?
Gosh, I mean, it's so interesting because
You're gonna see this, so be careful.
yeah, well, I can't describe it. She was just, it was so effortless.
Mm-hmm.
I think effortless to talk about anything and to,
hey, this is a guy who's married, got a kid. Granted, they've only 4 or 5 years. He's giving advice. Listen at him.
I can't describe it. She was just, it
Effortless.
was so effortless.
Mm-hmm.
I think effortless to talk about anything.
Be yourself.
And to, I had a different type of respect for her right out of the gate because we had established a friendship for
Right.
a long time. Our relationship was based on friendship, and based on a mutual respect, and based on that kind of love, friendship, and based on a mutual time. Our relationship was based on friendship, and based on a mutual respect, and based on that kind of love. Established a friendship for
Right.
a long time. Our relationship was based on friendship, and based on a mutual respect, and based on that kind of love, as opposed to just, I think I confused the feeling of lust for a long time with the feeling of love.
Yeah.
How many people do this? How many people do this? Hey man, I like the answers he's giving, bro. Like, friends first. Not up here trying to get laid, and I'm having mental issues and so lonely, and I'm trying to get some He was already centered. Let me let him finish up before I go on my tangent. This is pretty much it.
And kind of let that love, as opposed to just, I think I confused the feeling of lust for a long time with the feeling of love.
Yes.
And kind of let that carry me through into relationships that I would overstay my welcome, for sure. With her, it was never about that. It became lustful, became romantic, and it's that part of it. It's incredible, but that was not like the base for it. And so there was a respect, and there was an understanding and an appreciation, and I think those things like laid the foundation in a way that I had not experienced before. I mean, you can say she's smart and funny and kind and sweet. You give all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the basis and the foundation for the relationship was unique in a way that I had not experienced. And when you just find that person that feels like your person, not as opposed to just mutual respect and baker right out of the gate, because we had established a friendship for a long time. Our relationship was based on friendship, and based on a mutual respect, and based on that kind of love, as opposed to just, I think I confused the feeling of lust for a long time with the feeling of love.
Yes.
And kind of let that carry me through into relationships that I would overstay my welcome, for sure. With her, it was never about that. It became lustful, became romantic, and it's that part of it. It's incredible, but that was not like the base for it.
That's pretty much the video. You hear what he's telling you, the basis of their relationship. Now, time will tell. I hope it works out for him. Now, let me say some things. I wanted to share this because, despite how I talk, I'm not against this. I'm not against relationships. I'm not against people having kids. I think it's a beautiful thing. I was telling my buddy the other day. I go over his house. I got a buddy of mine, and speaking of relationships, I can list 5 right now in my life personally that I know, good people. I don't hang around scrubs. That got solid relationships. My buddy, I go over his house about once a month. Him and his old lady. He got 2 little boys. His youngest is 2. I think his oldest is like 3 or 4. They're not that far apart, man. They love my ass. They got the. I told him, I said, I like the energy. Like you and your old lady, y'all got a good yin and yang going. I like the energy. Y'all got the house. Y'all got the pets. The boys be out. The kids love my ass. I just go over there just to absorb the energy. About once a month, I go over there and hang out. Just a couple hours. Go over there and hang out, shoot the shit, play with little kids, and I like the energy. It's a beautiful thing when it works. I'm not against relationships. I'm against the way, this is what the way he's talking right here, this is why I know this is true. Want to know why? Because the world does the opposite. As above, so below. The world does the opposite. What does the world say? Go out there, be romantic, lust, sex first, then establish relationship. This is why I know this path works. I ain't nothing guaranteed except month mode, but I think your best bet is what I've been saying. Talking points reaffirmed. Learn to love that man in the mirror. Stay your monkey ass by yourself. Learn to enjoy your life. Get you a fucking life outside the woman. If you have to meet somebody, cool. Establish a friendship first. This is why, again, this is my opinion again. He ain't had sex.
Go fuck yourself.
This stuff makes sense to me, bro. Dudes up here, lonely, lustful, you don't need a woman. That's why my message has always been consistent. Been posting over 8 years, always been consistent. I never wavered away from this. Figure out who the hell you are first. This world promotes the Epstein programming, the matrix we're in, promotes the opposite. Go out there, get laid. You ain't shit without a woman. You ain't shit unless you're in a relationship. That's why people be up there hyping up relationships, situationship after situationship. I don't have anything against it. I think it's a beautiful thing. I remember when I was, like I said again, people have to be honest with themselves. Me personally, I'm too self-centered. That's just me. I'm open to it, but I'm not holding my breath. For those of you think you ever get it? I'm not holding my breath. But I just wanted to share this, man, because I like the answer he gave. Internal cultivation. Figure out who the hell you are first. I need to stay my ass by myself. I think they got a good start. I hope it works out for them. They seem like they both got pretty good heads on their shoulders. They seem like they both got a pretty good union there. I'm just against the Babylonian way. You need to go out here and put them up on a pedestal and you need to get laid, all that shit. Whatever the world, I'm against that energy. Thinking you're nothing without a woman, selling your soul to get them, ice skating uphill, molding your personalities and all that shit. He was able to be himself. I think that's your best bet, in my humble opinion. I think that's pretty much it.
So there was a respect and there was an understanding and an appreciation, and I think those things like laid the foundation in a way that I had not experienced before. I mean, you can say she's smart and funny and kind and sweet, you give all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the basis and the foundation for the relationship was unique in a way that I had not experienced. And when you just find that person that feels like your person, where you have that connection that's different and unique, it was just there. It was immediate. Once the spark hit, I was like, oh, that's the thing. That's what they all talk about. That's what they write the movies. That's what they, that's what it is.
You were originally scheduled to be in Captain America.
Okay, that's pretty much it. But yeah, man, the basis of his relationship started on friendship, no lust. That came afterwards. And like I said before, I'll say it again. That lets me know a lot of guys out there, the normie daters and stuff, getting mad, going on foodie calls and all that. You're just trying to get laid. You're just trying to use the normie titles to make yourself feel better about it. Because if you were trying to establish a friendship, you wouldn't feel used. I said before, I'll say it again. Both parties are full of shit. Matches made in hell, as far as I'm concerned. Incomplete people, men who aren't centered, people who got holes, using each other as a shield against their own existence. Then y'all getting together in these dysfunctional relationships, having babies on top of this freaking cursed energy, JJK cursed energy and shit. Come on, man. Again, that's just my opinion. What do I know? I'm just a dude talking shit. I just wanted to share that. Y'all clicked on my face. Y'all let me know. Am I off base on this? Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I just want to give that advice from somebody who's married. Talking points sound similar, don't it? But hey, man, it is what it is. The milk's been spilled. The die has been cast. All you can do is move accordingly. Survey says one more for the good guys. I'm out, y'all. Latest.